Hello YouTubers, Troz here, back with some more Kerbal Space program, and we're following the further adventures of our Duna Probe. We launched it last time, and we've gone half an orbit from launch, approximately, halfway around the Sun, and we missed Duna, obviously, but we did a small burn. And that was the end of the last episode, and we're gonna wind up. Looks like within Duna's atmosphere next time around, in a bit over a year and a half. Duna is currently here. We're gonna make another orbit around, a little further out from Kerbin's orbit, but that should get us over here, along with Duna, at approximately the same time. Our probe has 18 parts and is only a little under 2¼ tons. And obviously we have no crew. Here we are, we got 2 science juniors, 2 mystery goos, atmospheric sensor, and a gravioli detector, and 2 big solar panels, and a few batteries. We got a lot of xenon gas, probably over packed. So let's orbit around here and encounter Duna. We're just about at our apoapsis. There we go. Just past it. And yeah, it's gonna be a while. So we're just gonna fast forward around here as quickly as it will let us go. We're obviously in a situation here where our solar panels will be able to track the sun, and that's going to be important. Don't want to run out of power. So you can see we are catching up on Duna, taking a lower, quicker orbit. We're actually building up quite the orbital velocity here. We're almost at our periapsis. And there we go, we're under a year until our encounter. Looks like we got a nice level encounter there. About 130 days. Coming down here, 30 days, 15 days. I want to stop just before we cross here. So we can adjust our orbit as needed. Down to 4 days, 3 days. Okay, we are just a few hours out now. Down to 2 hours. 1 hour. Half an hour. "15 minutes. 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Just about a minute. Down to about 10 seconds now. And there it is. And we'll see this flip around in just a second as we get in its sphere of influence. There it goes. So we're gonna zip by here. And we're kind of zipping by the wrong way. We're going to be orbiting the wrong way around. So we don't want to do that. Whoa, that's a little high. I want to be able to get low science, but not really enter the atmosphere. It's, well, that's not readable at all. There we go. So I want to go... Oop, and that was too low. 73 should be just outside the atmosphere. Well, a little more than just outside the atmosphere. I wanna, let's say, nice even 100, 80. $93 should be good enough, I think. So, yeah, we're gonna go with this, I think, and we'll see how we do. It's a 25 meter per second burn, which is really basically nothing. Ooh. Don't have much torque. Luckily, this burn will allow us to keep our solar panels right on line with the sun, so we can pretty much online. Slightly off, but I mean, basically basically full sun exposure. And so that is in about 30 minutes. Probably doesn't really matter that much, but I'm going to time warp. Ooh. Started going really quick there. 4 minutes. Down to 2 minutes. Down to about 30 seconds. I'm going to start the burn. It's not really a burn. We aren't using chemical engines. We're using an ion engine, but I'm going to start it at about 15 seconds. And that's about now? Yeah, it's about a 30-second maneuver. And that should be about good. 95 kilometers. So we're gonna put another maneuver here, which is in just about 2 days. And we're gonna slow way down. At least that's the hope. If I could actually... There we go. That's gonna get us captured. I actually would like to pass by Ike. Ooh. That'll get us to pass by Ike. We get kicked way out. Come on. Why can I not interact with you anymore? There we go. There's a nice interaction with Ike. And we don't get kicked way out. And, can we get that? Ooh. Trying to get wind up so we are not so tilted after our interaction, but lost the rendezvous with Ike completely, so well, that will be good enough for now. It's a 6-minute burn, though. So we'll be doing that for a while. But it is in 2 days as we head towards Duna, which I Oh, there it is. I was going to say I seem to have lost it, but located it again. Let's try to get lined up for this. I'm going to try to rotate us around so we can get our solar panels more directly facing the sun. Turn back. That looks better. Or so I thought. Kind of facing down a bit now. But still, it's over 90%, so. It's pretty good. Alright, let us fast forward here. Time warp. You can see Ike and Duna. Down to 3 hours. 2 hours. Let us slow down here and try to see what's going on. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit of an interesting encounter. We turn this a bit. Maybe we can add another maneuver here to thought there would be an interaction here. Alright, there we go. And we can adjust that after all these maneuvers. Okay. That looks like a plan. So in a little over an hour and a quarter, we have a 6-minute burn. And that will capture us. So let's get into that position. We're passing by Ike's orbit now as we approach Duna. Let us try to gather some science while we're here. Okay, we can't do anything about temperature right now. Let us log some gravity data. High over. The sensor passes over the modeled surface of Duna. Gravity appears lowest in the massive canyon that stretches across the surface. And we're probably not going back to Kerbin. So let us transmit that. See, our antenna folds out and we beam the data back. That sucks up a good bit of our power there. But our large solar panels recover quickly. And at this point, I want to save these for much closer. I'm hoping to pass through the atmosphere at one point. So we will save one set for in the atmosphere. In fact, that will be in the top of the atmosphere. Hopefully this counts as close. So we will get some close science in just a bit here. We got 30 minutes till our burn. We'll start at 3 minutes. And 3 minutes, 10 seconds would be more exact. We've got about 10 minutes. We are getting nice and close. You see that large canyon there? Alright, we are just about time for our burn to start. We are really close now. And we're gonna throttle up in 3, 2, 1. Go for throttle up. See if we can log. We are still high over Duna. Let's keep that data. Why did our camera change? Because... no, we're not in orbit. We can toggle the display, but why can't we, view data. Let's transmit this for the 2 science that it will get us. Alright, we are progressing in this burn. Hoping we will finish by this point. I think we will. Not sure at what point counts as close. Okay, we are now near. Let us keep that data. Why can't we use the thermometer? Since we are near, I'm going to use the materials bay and one of the goo containers. Let's get under 100 for that. Alright, let's observe the materials bay. High radiation environment has caused a few of the samples to glow. It looks like it would be fun to paint the rocket with this. Goo takes on a red sheen. It looks very much like the planet below. Just keeping that data as well. We will transmit it when we are done with the burn. Luckily, this burn is in the sunlight. Hopefully this one will be as well, or else we will have some problems. We're past the halfway point of this burn. We're actually heading back up. Can we... No, we can't adjust or take a temperature reading at this point. Got 120 delta V to go in this maneuver. Yeah, that this maneuver should remain in the sun, at least for the most part. We are still on an escape trajectory, but hopefully, well, it should within 84 meters per second collapse into a orbit. Still mostly in the sun, or I should say we're completely in the sun. We're mostly aimed towards it as well with our solar panels, just off by a few degrees. We're at 97% efficiency, or exposure, I should say. And you can see the orbit is really starting to bend around. And as we are almost captured. Got another 40 meters per second to go. And there we go. We have achieved our capture. And it's 3. Let's call that good enough. Looks like we may be on the edge of a encounter there, but want a pretty close flyby of Ike, even though it will put us pretty far away from Duna. That's a pretty close. $70 happened. Well, we'll try something like that. It's a 2-minute and some odd burn. We'll actually be going mostly perpendicular, doing a plane change. Now, problem is, I want to rotate so our panels are facing the sun a lot better. And that's near perfect. So we have 2.5 minute burn, so we want to start at 1.25 minutes. And let us transmit our scientific data while we wait. Yes, I understand it will become inoperable. Let's transmit that data. And transmit that data. And the temperature scan can't be done now, but it was now available again as an option. Why was that? And now it's not. Okay, we're gonna want to start just about now. And for the next 2 minutes and 18 seconds, we will be adjusting our orbit. Actually raising our apoapsis back up a bit. But doing it here, we will be on the plane to a much greater extent than we were previously. And so we won't go off in all sorts of wacky orbits. Although, after our encounter, we will be in quite a dangerous orbit, and we'll have to correct that. Alright, we're still in the sun for a bit. That actually looked... This is going to be stupid. But I am going to attempt to turn around here. And get back to where we just kind of were. Alright, I'm just going to throttle up slightly. $500. 4, 3, 2, 1, 30, 70, 45, 10 kilometers. That's what I want. Now that's gonna shoot us out, so we'll have to slow down again, but I think that's better than getting that weird retrograde orbit. So we can rest for a bit. There is Ike. We're gonna go out and come back. Ike's gonna go around, I think, at least twice, but we will come back and have a near miss in about 9 days. So let us time warp. We are now shaded from the sun. And now we're out and we have our power back. Ike is heading around Duna, and we are gonna head out on a 4-day trip and then about another 4 back. And let's go a little faster here. Ike is heading around Duna. Around behind Duna. It will probably make one more loop around Duna before we'll get back to it. Our orbit is really slow. It's got another day of slowing down. Slowing way down. We'll probably be a bit under 40 before we start picking up speed again. Ike's going behind Duna again. And yeah, down to 37 just about. And we're picking up speed, which means we're past our apoapsis, and heading back to Duna in another 4 days, and that actually means Ike's probably going to make one more trip around Duna. It's tidally locked to Duna, which means it's basically over the same point on Duna, although it does slightly wobble around because it's not in a perfectly elliptical orbit, or I should say equatorial orbit. But if you can see Ike in the sky from where you are on the surface, it's basically not going to move from that position ever. The solar panels are still nicely pointed, and as Ike comes around, we're going to have an encounter with it now. Just over a day away. Here it comes, and here we come. As it gets ever closer and larger, it appears to be about the same size of Duna, although that's just perspective. Duna is quite a bit larger than Ike is. And it's going to get ever closer as we approach it. It's just about a minute away now. Actually, we're a little bit more than a minute away. We're 14 minutes away. That wasn't too accurate on placing that maneuver. That looks quite a bit larger than Duna from our perspective. Alright, let's get rid of that maneuver. How close are we actually? Like 2 minutes. Let's just get down a few seconds away. And we'll watch this flip around as we enter Ike's sphere of influence. There we go. We're going to be passing around the back of Ike at just a mere 7,000 meters over the surface. I'm not sure if we can get gravity data. Or, we can get gravity data. I'm not sure if we can get temperature data. I'm going to save the goo and the materials bay, though, for Duna's atmosphere. So let us, in about 40 minutes, let's just put a maneuver node there. So we have a little countdown. As we approach Duna here, and it grows larger in our view. It's actually going to block out Duna. Approaching Ike. I think I might have said Duna here a second ago. So we approach Ike here. It's going to block out Duna for a brief moment of time. And then it will block out the sun as we pass behind it. see, can we get some high over Ike data? We sure can. And we'll transmit that back. I don't suppose we can log temperature. Still have 9 minutes. So let us continue time warping in here. It's not very big at all, doesn't have very much gravity, but it's positioned in a spot where it really likes to block access to Duna. If you're in an orbit, it will eventually interact with you and cause you all sorts of problems. So we're about 2 minutes away here. And we're under 25 kilometers. We are now near Ike. So let's keep that data. Can we... Can't seem to be able to log thermostat data. Which is going to be a problem. I don't want to... Maybe, it looks like maybe broadcast resets it, but I don't want to broadcast because we're not in a position to get more solar energy to recharge. And it looks like we may run out if I broadcast, or probably definitely will run out. You can see Duna again. And looks like in just a bit here we will be out from behind Ike. So let's... We are now actually getting our closest approach to the surface. We are just barely skimming over the surface. Let's get rid of that. Going across at almost 625 meters per second here. Just about. In fact, yes, we have now hit 625 meters per second. And we're still descending here, but hopefully, yes, not for much longer. In fact, just hit 7.1 kilometers. Can't see any details because we're in the dark here, but it looks to be a roughish surface, not really any smooth parts. Let's time warp a bit as we leave, and hopefully we will be in the sunlight shortly, and then we'll transmit the data we collected. About nearing 50 kilometers. And the sun is about to rise from our point of view. In fact, it has. Can we we can't log data. Let us review this. And send it back. All right. We have just one more thing we really like to accomplish, and it's gonna be interesting to try to do that. Want to dip into the atmosphere, not too deeply. But deep enough to get some readings. And we need to make a burn just so we don't leave Duna's influence, but thinking that's too early. Let's do that. Now the atmosphere starts about 41 kilometers, so we probably want to drop to about 30, low enough to get inside the atmosphere for a bit, but high enough that we don't stay captured. 27 is probably too low. Let's go for 32. We'll probably slow down and maybe drop to 30. But we don't want to drop too far. We're just a probe here. We're not really a ship or anything like that. It's going to be a really big burn. It's actually going to be a bigger burn than we needed to get captured. And that's going to be in 41 minutes. So let's time warp here as we leave Ike. Get a little better view of the surface in the sunlight. It's actually almost a 9-minute burn. Here's Duna. So we're on an escape trajectory right now. We've now left the sphere of influence, and I've missed where I should have started the burn. Basically just want to slow way down here, because we are going way fast enough to leave. We'll be leaving in 5 days if we stopped burning right now. but we should be slowing down now. Well, we are slowing down now. And we want to slow down enough so we pass through the atmosphere, where we can get some more readings. We have a atmosphere sensor, and we got a materials bay and a goo bay, and hopefully the temperature sensor will finally give us some data. But we don't want to spend enough time in the atmosphere to get captured and land, because that would be bad. So we will be burning for quite a while, and I am going to actually turn on some physics warp so we don't actually have to spend too much time doing this. Although it looks like not exactly able to keep up at this rate. You see our orbital velocity is dropping. And I just have to, when we get down to about a minute left, start watching the map so that we know exactly when we need to stop. Actually, I'm going to turn physics warp off for a second here. And our solar panels aren't really in the right direction, so I can rotate around here without affecting our direction of travel too much. But you can see, yes, now our solar panels are getting much more sunlight on them, because they're able to turn more directly towards the sun. Let's adjust our direction of travel here. Alright, we got about 4.5 minutes left in this burn. So let us put physics time warp back on. Trying to keep us directly on the target direction. And about 3 minutes left. About 100 meters per second to go as of now. And it's a bit under 2 minutes. We got about a minute to go now. I'm going to switch to the map view so we can make sure we don't go too deep. If we stayed in this orbit, it would be kind of a problem because we'd eventually enter Ike's influence again, But with the slowing down, our orbit's going to drop. I don't want to drop more than half or so. But that should save us from entering Ike's influence again. So we're just watching this periapsis drop, and when it gets to between 30 and 32, we want to stop it. It's actually dropping pretty rapidly. I'm gonna throttle down at this point. And try to keep up with our target there. Down to 41, 40. Got about a meter per second to go, according to this. 32, 31, 30 and a half. It's good. So there we are. Ready to enter the atmosphere. Going to be entering the atmosphere on the dark side, though. So, if we do run into trouble, we can fire the engine for a small bit of time, but we are going to run out of electric rather quickly. But we're going to have the solar panels folded up anyway, so it's not like that would really help. So let us put our maneuver about there. It's about 3 hours away. So let's get there and see what happens. We're approaching Duna. About a half hour away now. About 15 minutes and we're less than... Well, we're now approaching 350 kilometers up. There's Ike close to the sun. See the terrain at the surface. We got some mountains, some rough looking areas. We're about 200 kilometers up now. Looks like we're going to get an eclipse from Ike while we're on the backside of Duna. Alright. We're just about a minute away from this marker that I don't even know how far up it is, so let's just get rid of that. We're about 80 kilometers up here. Let's retract the solar panels so they don't get damaged. We're on battery power here. In fact, let's turn off the SAS. Not that that's not really doing much. We're still sucking down a little bit of charge to run our probe. And it's a really nice scene there. Ike about to eclipse, and we are going behind Duna. We're at 60 kilometers up approximately, and got quite a bit of orbital speed here. We're over kilometer a second. And we're about 15 or so kilometers above the atmosphere and heading down. Gonna go about 10 kilometers into the atmosphere. And there we go, an eclipse of Ike over Duna. Alright, we're about 10 kilometers above the top of the atmosphere. And we are now in the shadow of Duna officially. About 1.2 kilometers per second. And we're just about to hit the atmosphere. See, our orbit hasn't changed yet at 2.3 million, 2.4 just about actually. And here we go. Let's turn kind of directly into our direction of travel. Hey, we got some atmospheric analysis here. So keep that data. Alright, let's observe the materials bay from the upper atmosphere. Let's keep that data. We're just about to hit our lowest point. Gravity scan can't be done right now. Why is that? Log temperature in the upper atmosphere. Let's keep that data. Let's observe the goo from the upper atmosphere. Let's keep that data. Let's try the gravity scan again. Why can't we run a gravity scan now? No. Let's keep our atmospheric analysis, and we can see, we haven't dropped much at all. Duna's atmosphere is very thin. We've dropped about 40 kilometers. So let's, we're coming out. Let's just do a bit of a physics warp here. Alright, we are out of the atmosphere now. Should be coming up on the sunny side again. Assuming Ike is not in the way. There we go. Let us extend our solar panels. And let's transmit our data. Let's transmit all. And going pretty good here. Getting low on power. But some big solar panels here. 35 atmospheric science, 20 there, 25 there. Another 15. And we have transmitted all our data. You see Ike rising there. Now there's only one thing we really need to do. And it'd be more efficient to do it here, but I'm just gonna do something like that. Get our periapsis up. And it's a rather small burn in about a minute. Turn SAS back on. That'll be pretty good. It's a minute and 43, which I'll just start about 50 seconds or so. So just a few seconds here. And go. Just want to raise our periapsis out of the atmosphere. And we'll basically leave this probe in a parked orbit here around Duna. Just in case we need to do any more science in the future. In theory, we could send our orbit up and then do a deeper dive through the atmosphere, gather some more atmospheric data, perhaps some low atmosphere data. Not sure at what point that happens. We need to be going pretty fast, though, to make it back out again. Yeah, so we have our periapsis out of the atmosphere. We'll get it up to about 100 just to be safe. And then we'll call it an episode. This has been sending a probe to Duna to gather some science, even though we've gathered all the science we need to unlock all the tech. But we didn't really get out of Kerbin or Minimus or the moon while doing that, so there we go. This is our first interplanetary probe, and I think it did rather well. Let's go back to the Space Center momentarily. And yes, we now have 1336.6, just 0.4 science away from having a elite amount of science. Not sure why I clicked there. Yes, we have everything unlocked. science archives for Duna. We've got 2 mystery goo, 2 materials labs, a temperature scan, 2 gravity scans, and 1 atmosphere analysis. 4 of them flying high, 3 in space low, and 1 in space high. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time with some more Kerbal Space Program. See you then.